Hey, we're out here at Lake Sonoma with Sonoma Water and our partners with the Army Corps of Engineers taking a tour of the Warm Springs branch of the lake. We're only a short few steps from the lake here, so you could imagine this vegetation, this burnt vegetation, the ash that you see is something that we're really concerned about, making sure it doesn't reach the water. And this vegetation is really creates a crust on top of the soil, and when the rains will come, it'll just quickly shed off, bringing that carbon down towards the water, something we're concerned about. But we're taking an assessment today, making sure we understand how big of an area that we're dealing with, what we need to do, and we'll be up here shortly taking care of all these issues to make sure that that water supply for the two counties we serve is going to be safe.
I'm standing here on the floor of Armstrong Redwoods, and behind me you can see the steep slopes that are characteristic of this area. I'm extremely grateful for the heroic actions of CAL FIRE and our local firefighters who stepped up to save thousands of homes in the lower Russian River Valley. And yet if we do not take action as government to protect these critical watershed resources and stabilize these extremely steep slopes, we are likely to see the loss of other homes due to landslides and mudslides this winter. We need the resources in order to stabilize these steep hillsides to make sure that they don't fall down onto our homes and onto our roads. We've actually already gone through FEMA claims and Cal OES claims for actual county roads that have been damaged by some of these mudslides and landslides. So it's actually not just a life safety issue for our homeowners, which it absolutely is. It's also a critical issue for public infrastructure. We need to protect our roads. And these roads, by the way, are often the only roads in and out of these communities like Rio Nito, Hacienda, and Upper Monterey.
As much as we've been looking at the carbon and the black soot and what we have here coming down into the watershed and us having to manage that and mitigate, which means reduce harm, reduce its impact, we're also having to look ironically at all this fire retardant. And from our understanding, all this pink stuff behind us, that they actually drop to the sides of the fire so that it stops it from moving in those directions, that there's quite a few different types of fire retardant. And we got to look at what the nutrient makeup is and what the chemical makeup is to make sure that we manage this stuff so it doesn't get into the water, but also that we do what we need to do to set up the right kind of wattles and the right kind of treatment systems so that we don't wait for the rain to push it down. Shows you how many things we have to do to manage not just fire, but manage water supply for 650,000 people.
We're not going to have a lot of time here. We've got the rainy months, probably 2 or 3 months out, and we're going to need to put together a watershed assessment and be able to prioritize areas to restore along the shores of Lake Sonoma. We are right here at the northeast edge of this finger of the lake. We've just come up from the south, and we've got about a full 5-mile effort of restoration work that we're going to have to undertake within the next 3 months, and we're going to have to get cracking on it right now. It's going to take local, state, and federal funding to make this happen.